Hello everyone! If you enjoy this video, please leave a like and comment what type of content you would like to see next time. Also, only a small percentage of people that watch my videos are actually subscribed, so if you end up liking the video, consider subscribing. Check out the Patreon in the video description for some extra steamy content. Enjoy the video!
Hello everyone, if you enjoyed this story, please leave a like and comment what story you would like to see next time. Also, only a small percentage of the people that watch my videos are actually subscribed, so if you end up liking the video, consider subscribing. Enjoy! This story is one of my all-time favorite cross-dressing stories. It happened when I was living in Los Angeles about 3 years ago. I was working full-time at a financial services company. I had taken up many side jobs since I liked having a little extra cash to spend on the weekends. For the past few months, I had been working at a well-known Mediterranean restaurant located in downtown LA. In addition to being a restaurant, it was also a hookah lounge, so the late hours worked well for me. Generally, people would tip very well, and sometimes I would earn more in one night than I would working a full day at my financial services job. Sometimes celebrities would stop by the restaurant, and I had gotten pictures with a few of them. The only downside was that management was very strict, and we, as servers, would have to do anything to please the customer. This meant staying late because a customer wanted to chat, driving to a nearby liquor store if a customer wanted a drink that we didn't have, and various other services that separated us from every other restaurant. This story is about a particular request from a very famous customer. Let's call this customer James. James was well known globally and was famous for his dancing, among other skills. He called ahead and booked a reservation for 3 p.m. on Friday. It was already Thursday night when he called, so we had to scramble around to fit him in. He asked that his server was a belly dancer and danced for him while he enjoyed his meal. My manager immediately sent out a message on our group chat once he received his request and asked if anyone could do this. To give some information about myself, I had been cross-dressing since I was in middle school, but only had come out to a few close friends. I recently had stopped since I was so busy with work and wanted to do it more than ever. I also had a very feminine voice and would often get mistaken as a woman when I talked over the phone. Additionally, I had a background in dancing and knew that I could be decent at belly dancing. No one responded to my manager, and a few hours went by. My manager then texted on the group chat that he would throw in an extra $200 for whoever volunteered. I immediately texted that I could do it. I told him I would just wear jeans and no shirt. My manager didn't say anything, and I fell asleep. When I woke up, my phone was blowing up. Apparently, James said that he didn't want a dude and only a woman. My manager was panicking and offered $1,000 to anyone who could find someone on such short notice. I called my manager and told him about my cross-dressing and that I could pass as a woman. I told him I was down to do it, but he had to cover all of my preparation expenses in addition to the $1,000. My manager quickly said yes and said he was so grateful. It was already 10 a.m., so I only had a few hours to get ready. I showered, then put on sweatpants and a shirt. My first stop was a haircut place. I had been wanting to get a haircut for a few weeks, but had been putting it off. I got my hair cut really short so that would be easy for me to put my wig over it. Next, I went to Party City and bought a belly dancing costume. My body was already pretty feminine, so I thought that I could get away with wearing a fairly revealing outfit. My next stop was a waxing place. I got a full body wax. The first time I got a wax, I didn't really like it, but now it was one of my favorite things to do. I liked feeling so clean and slippery. The Brazilian part was a little bit painful, but I enjoyed the end result. My final stop was a beauty store where I loaded up on makeup. In total, I probably spent $900 on getting ready for my performance. I went home and had roughly an hour to get ready. I took off all of my clothes and slid into a black string thong. When I started cross-dressing, I had always worn women's thongs, but they never fitted quite right. This string thong was one of my first male thongs, and I loved how it felt. It was excellent at tucking and made me feel like a woman. Next, I put on a lace bra and filled in the breasts with pads. Luckily, the belly dancing outfit covered my entire breast, so I didn't have to do much work to be convincing. I then applied lipstick and mascara on my face. I decided to go light on the makeup since my face was naturally feminine. Once done, I put on the belly dancing costume. It was a two-piece, and I liked how the polyester felt against my skin. I then attached my wig and put a tie around the top. The tie was part of the costume, and it made my wig look a lot more real. I went to the mirror and snapped a picture for my manager. He called me and said that he couldn't believe how feminine I looked, and had no idea that I dressed up like that. He said that he was super excited to see me. Over the phone, I asked him if he could keep it a secret that I dressed like this, and just say that he had hired a belly dancer. He agreed. I didn't want my coworkers knowing that I cross-dress, since I wasn't sure how some of them would react. The final touch on my outfit was a pair of black heels. I felt so sexy and walked around my house for a bit. I checked my phone and saw that it was already 2:45. I quickly grabbed all of my stuff and made my way to the restaurant. I arrived just as my boss called me to tell me the customer was here. I entered the restaurant and walked directly over to the customer. In my most feminine voice, I said, "Hi, my name is Francesca. I will be helping you today. Sorry for the wait. What can I get started for you?" James made intense eye contact with me and said, "What an honor being served by such a pretty lady as yourself. I will just have some water. I was told that you are a dancer?" I giggled and put my hand on his shoulder. "Ha ha ha. Who told you that? Yes, I am a dancer. Would you like to see?" He nodded. I told him I would go get his water, then start dancing when I returned. I went back to the kitchen and walked directly to the manager. I could feel my coworkers' eyes on me, but I made a point not to look at them. I told my manager to put on certain songs that I was familiar with. He nodded and went to the back room. I filled up some water and got a small appetizer for James. I was serving James the food I had brought him right as the music started playing. It was an Arabic song that I was familiar with, and I began to move my hips to the song. I moved around in circles and swayed my body to the music. Other customers were watching me too, and I was happy to put on a show for them. I moved my belly to the music, and all of the little bells on my outfit made lots of noise as I moved. This continued on for a few minutes until the song changed. I went over to James and asked him what he would like to order. He asked for a bunch of different items. I wrote them all down, then headed back to the kitchen. I handed the list to the manager, then asked him to play some more provocative music. I decided that I was going to put on a big show for James. I went back out, and James looked very excited to see me. The music changed to a Rihanna song called S&M. I took James's hands and put them on my waist. I danced facing him and made intense eye contact. The other customers applauded as I moved around him. James smiled, and I felt his hands gripping my waist. I continued to sway my hips around and do various dance moves. I then turned away from James and felt his hands brush against my bottom. I backed up into him and bounced my bottom to the beat of the song. James grabbed my cheeks and moved his hands to the beat. I felt in the zone and was enjoying the moment. Another server came and brought out his food as we were dancing. Both of us barely noticed. James and I continued dancing for a few more songs until I got tired and got off of him. I left as he ate his food and went to talk to the manager. My manager handed me a check to reimburse me for my preparation expenses and said, "Wow, I saw you two grooving out there. Great job with this." We chatted some more, then I went out to check on James. He had almost finished his food and told me that he was ready for the check. I brought it out to him and he asked for my number. I gave it to him. He seemed to be in a hurry and quickly left without saying anything to me. He left me a few $100 tip, and I left after he left, since I didn't want to stay around to talk to my coworkers. Since that night, James has texted me on a few occasions, but we had always been in different cities, so we never got a chance to meet again. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please leave a like and comment below what you guys would want me to make the next story about. Thanks.